Hello and welcome to Trust in Focus with me, David from Kepler Trust Intelligence. Today we're reviewing recent full-year results released by Ashoka WhiteOak Emerging Markets, or AWEM. The results cover the 12 months to the 31st of March 2026. AWEM delivered a net asset value total return of 26.4%, while the share price total return was 26.1%, closely trailing its benchmark, the MSCI EM index, which returned 26.8%. One of AWEM's big differentiators is its bias to smaller mid-cap companies, or SMID-caps. This bias reflects the investment advisor's belief that this segment of the market offers rich alpha potential for active bottom-up stock pickers due to it being relatively under-researched and thus inefficient when compared to its large-cap counterparts. However, it's by no means a small-cap mandate. Indeed, its top contributors during the period were Taiwan Semiconductor, Samsung Electronics, SK Hynix, and Delta Electronics. Collectively, these are among the largest companies in the index. While relative performance closely tracked the benchmark, absolute returns were still strong, which we think is an impressive feat. This can be attributed to a strong selection effect, a function of the team's stock picking skills across geographies, sectors, and market cap segments. In fact, this was the Trust's best annual return since launch, despite not being enough to trigger a manager fee for this particular year. This highlights the benefits to shareholders of AWEM's fee structure. AWEM has no fixed annual management fee. Instead, investment advisor WhiteOak Capital is paid solely through a performance fee, measured over discrete 3-year periods and only payable if AWEM delivers outperformance versus the MSCI EM index in sterling terms. Now, I won't go into too much of the details on this model because you can read more on it in our research note on the KTI website, but essentially it means if AWEM doesn't outperform, WhiteOak doesn't get paid. We think that this is a real differentiator not only in AWEM's peer group, but across the whole investment trust sector. In our view, it also strongly aligns the managers with shareholders, and it reinforces a long-term mindset. That said, given that this is the end of the Trust's first 3-year period, we did get a sense of the fees that management would bring home. Since IPO in May 2023, AWEM's NAV has grown by 53.9%. That's 8.7 percentage points ahead of the benchmark, so the performance fee did pay out for the first time. AWEM issued new shares representing 15.8% of shares in issue at the beginning of full year 2026. Total assets have now more than doubled since launch, increasing from £30.5 million at IPO to more than £61 million today. The company has been included in the FTSE All-Share Index since the 19th of June. Chair Martin Shenfield outlined the board's continued belief in the considerable attractions of emerging markets as an asset class, most notably for an active manager focus on the more alpha-rich small and mid-cap segments, which are often, as we mentioned at the start, under-researched and thus inefficiently priced. Some key additions within the year in this mid-cap segment have been India's Sambhav Steel Tubes and Korea's Hybe. Other key additions include China's contemporary Amprex technology and Taiwan's Acton technology. Company selection is driven by detailed research supported by 2 in-house proprietary analysis frameworks, OpcoFinco and AbleX. Used together, these steer the portfolio towards cash-generative, well-governed businesses with durable returns on capital. While the meaningful SMID-cap allocation can increase volatility at times, AWEM has shown that its positioning within large caps is strong enough that returns don't lag too much when market conditions provide headwinds. In addition, while investing in discounted trusts is often the ideal scenario, it's not always possible. In our view, the premium rating ascribed to AWEM is fully justified, and even as that is the case, we see AWEM as a compelling long-term option for adventurous investors seeking a differentiated exposure to emerging market equities. You can find out more about AWEM through the KTI website, which has our latest research note as well as recent videos and podcasts with members of the management team. And don't forget to check out the AWEM website for more details as well. Thanks for watching today, and we hope to see you soon.